The prairie is where I call home, where the wind may carry my dragon kite forever and ever till it's out of sight, where the moon and the stars sparkle all night. Whoa, where in the world are you going? Where in the world have you been? May all your hopes and dreams come true.
Chantal Blanchard with Noisography. I am standing next to the one, the only, the legend, Fred Penner. How you doing today?
I'm well. I'm very well, thank you.
And how did you enjoy that performance on stage here today?
It seemed to make sense ultimately. You know, once we got the sound together, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, so the getting on stage is where I can relax. It's an interesting concept, where I don't get nervous. It's just about making sure that the audience can hear what I'm doing. So they hear the guitar, they hear the voice, and once it's there, then I can just sort of chill and play whatever comes out and follow the audience, and it becomes a very organic kind of process. So they responded nicely, and I'm very proud of it. Thank you.
So how many Evolves has this been for you now?
This is number 3. We were here 4 years ago. We missed last year, and back this year. So yeah.
So why do you keep coming back to Evolve?
Because they phone me and say, would you like to come back to Evolve? No, I like the vibe here. It's really an interesting, I mean, it does take me back to my generation of the 60s. Peace and love rules. Clearly the energy is very caring. The response that comes directly to me from these beautiful young people is very delicate, very sensitive, very complimentary, to say the least. They'll come up and say, I grew up on your music. I'm playing guitar because of you. I'm going into education because of you. I mean, they heap things on me that really are none of my business. I mean, I do and have always done what is important to me in life. And if people respond in a positive way, then that ultimately is their business.
And what is your best Evolve memory from your 3 years?
Well, there are a couple from the first year, because they put me on the small stage over another 100 yards.
The old Not Just for Kids stage.
Yes, exactly right. Not just for kids stage, but it's a tiny little thing, and it's only like 10 by 10 at most. And I put on that stage, and by the time it was showtime, there were 1,000 people. It was jammed. Were you there for that one? No, you missed that one. Anyway, it was jammed. There was a sea of people, and they started yelling, crawl through your log, crawl through the log. I don't travel with a log. It's exactly. So they built me a log out of cardboard and some conduit and stuff, and then they wanted me to crawl, just that motion of crawling through something, because it had well, as I told somebody recently, the log is really a metaphorical image for life and transition and energy. It was clearly there's a purpose to the log, and so people wanted me to crawl through the log. So I was just about to crawl through, and I said, the only way I'm crawling through that log is if you, the audience, sings my theme song. So they go, da, 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 simple tune. And I crawl through the log, came to the other side, and the audience goes crazy. I'm on stage, I sing, this is the second of the 2 best memories. That one is incredible. But I'm on stage, and somebody comes over to me and just says, sort of, Fred, come here. And I'm in the middle of, talking. He says, come here. And I walk over, and he says, what? He says, group hug. I said, what? Group hug. So I thought, well, why not? So I walked over to the microphone, and I said, group hug. The whole audience stands up, and they squeezed in to this concentric circles of energy, and it blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. They were so clearly, ready to do just about anything I asked. Yeah. but a group hug for 1,000 people is not something I would have expected to happen.
Oh, let me hear a big oh go. Oh. Sandwiches are beautiful, sandwiches are fine. I like sandwiches, I eat them all the time.
So with this festival, you definitely get a lot of us, our young ones, where all love you and we look up to you like a father, grandfather. Do you get this reception all across the country?
Yep.
It's not just the Evolve Hippie Music Festival. It's all.
It's a little higher and more concentrated, perhaps, but festivals across the country are like this. I mean, I have been performing professionally for 42 years, so I've established some kind of a reputation, and I am seriously in the elder status for these people, and I think there is an appreciation that I come here, you know, that I haven't sort of turned my back on the audience, you know, that you are important to me. You were the generation who grew up with me, and I don't take that responsibility lightly. So coming here, making some of the contacts, singing happy birthday to Becky, you know, I mean, whatever I can do that will bring a bit of that gentler energy that we all need to have to balance the insanity that we're all dealing with, then that's part of my task.
Especially on Sunday Fun Day, right?
Sunday Fun Day, is that what today is?
That's what we all, Festival Sundays, is Sunday Fun Day.
Absolutely. Sunday Fun Day, I'm here.
Perfect. Now, last question. Since you were one of my biggest musical influences growing up, who would have been your biggest musical influences growing up?
You wouldn't recognize any of the names.
You never know.
I had several people who I seriously looked up to in their presentation. A fellow named Red Skelton, a fellow named Danny Kaye, the fellow who played the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz, his name is Ray Bolger. He had a program years ago. I love that. Musical influences later in life were people like Peter, Paul and Mary and James Taylor and Joni Mitchell. I saw Joni when she hadn't changed her name to Mitchell yet, because her husband's name was Anderson. So I saw Joni Anderson at a club in Winnipeg when she was 21. You know, and so she's always been one of the high points for me in life because she's Joni Mitchell. You know. Anyway, so those were certainly, you know, very, very high on my list of influences.
All right, well, thank you very much for standing with me here. Again, I'm Chantal Blanchard with Fred Penner here with Noisography at the wonderful Evolve Festival, number 15, big anniversary. Thank you very much, and we'll see you later. Have a good one, and now I need a hug.
Good people here at Evolve, take some of this energy with you as you leave this place or as you share in the other music, and remember the joy there is in the music that we learned together all those years ago. We love